Hello everybody, this is Frogman and welcome back to IXION. Last episode we kind of got the last little bit of what we needed to do to be able to leave, which is we got the new IXION engine attached, built, and taken from Jupiter. We've done a little bit more stuff. We've kind of completed pretty much most of what I believe should be the story for our originating solar system. I think I've got as much done as I want to do at this point. We're going to go over a couple of really little beady things, and then we're going to get ready to jump on out of this system. So in between episodes, I did go ahead and scrape together a little bit of ice. We do have about 400 that we're going to take with us. We have a reasonable amount of alloy and a decent amount of pretty much, well, most of what we're going to be able to get a hold of. And I've gone ahead and done a little bit of fooling around. We've stashed, well, quite a reasonable amount of alloy across the entirety of the, well, what, the entirety of 2 sectors. We're going to do a little bit of goofing because in the very end of the last episode, we started to work on unlocking the waste treatment center. And the waste treatment center is going to allow us to do a little bit of stuff. First off, first thing I did is I went and shut off everything in here that I could get shut off so that we could slowly scrape down or grind down. I got to quit using that word. Grind down on not using the silicon. I want to, or the silicon, in order to be able to produce these circuits. The first thing we're going to do now that this has been shut off is we're going to go ahead and demolish that building, put away as much of the material as we can into storage in a couple of areas. And we're going to slowly work towards moving away from the silicon. It's going to be the first thing that we're going to try to do. Even though we have 28 sitting in storage, we will go ahead and build that factory back up once we have the ability to build it back up so that we have a little bit more stuff. We've already gone over 2 years being in our cycling system, but the first thing I want to do before we leave anywhere is we're going to build one of these things.
Accident has occurred in the Tiqqun.
And we're going to be welcomed with an accident in the Tiqqun. Hello, Tiqqun. Welcome to all the silliness. Let's turn that back on. And that will allow us to do a couple of really fun things. The first thing it's going to allow us to do is it's going to allow us to start utilizing the trash that we're producing in these factories to create pieces and parts and things for us, which is really kind of amazing. So I'm going to immediately tell you to just go ahead and dump what you have. You're going to go ahead and fill it up. We've got storages spread all over the place storing various materials, and as soon as that's up, I'm going to do this, which we can't do that. All right, trash available. It's going to be asking for trash, and this sector is now specialized in industry rank number 1. First thing we're going to do in both systems is we're going to turn on the policy for waste recycling. Yes, that's going to drop our stability slightly, but in both sectors, we're going to do that once we can get a little bit of storage space in here. I've kind of packed everything in pretty tight over here so that we could actually do a couple of things. But let's start working on this. So because I did that, that means we can now start storing the waste, and because we can now start storing the waste, we can now start producing things out of the waste. We're not going to waste the time making the alloy just yet. Waste is too well, I should say too rare for us to do that. So what we're going to do with it is we're going to use the waste that we produce in this sector to create these circuits for now. Now, right now, we're not going to need a lot of them, but we are going to need them for various upgrades and things and whatnot. So we're going to go ahead and turn both of these back on after we make a quick check to make sure we have enough people to turn this back on. We don't have any parts pieces in order to be able to make certain other things. So I think the first thing, again, we're going to do here, we're going to make sure that this is turned off. We're capable of making a reasonable amount of waste, but we're not going to be able to make very much until we're able to turn on a policy in our upgrading of systems. So I believe, did we get it done? Why do we have the fire station checked on? I must have accidentally... No, I didn't research that. No, that's this, this, and this. We need to be working on the this process right here, but that means we need to crack open everything that is in the second or the third, the fourth
Accident has occurred in the Tiqqun.
ring, I guess, at least at this point. And of course, we're going to continue to hear all of the accidents happening in the Tiqqun. All right, we should be ready to make the jump to the next sector or the next system. We have our IXION engine on. I've done most of everything. There's a reasonable amount of hydrogen behind, and there's a reasonable amount of ice. I mean, there's a big chunk of ice over here somewhere, and I've gotten most of what I think we need to get in order to be able to get to the next sector. So let's, I guess, yeah, do the thing, turn off everything that's unnecessary at this point, because the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to charge the IXION batteries, or the IXION engine, and that is going to require us to do some, well, more usable stuff. Let's go out here, kick it into gear, and go.
In accordance with Frau Stanford procedures, all ships must return to the Tiqqun before volt jump initiation.
I already made sure they were already there. She's ready to go. She's talking to us. Let's go ahead and blast out of our solar system into the next one. Ooh, spooky.
Full jump complete. Running preliminary diagnostics. Severe hull damage has been detected following self-similar traversal. Hypothesis: each vol jump causes irreversible damage to the Tiqqun structure. Predictive modeling suggests that 4 more vol jumps are possible before the Tiqqun breaks apart. New mission objective established. The Protagonist possesses coordinates of the habitable exoplanet Remus. We must find the Protagonist in order to reach our destination.
Alrighty, we are now in a different area, and we get a new tutorial to kick up because, well, something interesting is going to start happening to us. We're going to start seeing weather, storms, or planetary things. We're going to see damage. We're going to see various things. This system is kind of interesting when it comes into this, but we're going to see how it goes from here. All right, we have moved on. Let us kind of, I guess, well, zoom out and see what we're looking at. We've got some kind of a crazy, I don't know what planet behind us, but oh, there's another sun and what looks like a big kind of a cloud hanging out around it. What else do we go? Okay, well,
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
of course it does. There looks to be a thundercloud over here in this portion of the world, and something, who knows what. What is this thing named? It is an Immortan, or what is this? I don't know. Anyhow, we have a something going on here. Again, as always, our first place looks like to go to Falcon.
A science ship
Let's
has
go get us
arrived
some
at its
science,
destination.
and let's go see what they want. We got 2 of them. Administrator, the crew members feel that their quality of life is important to you and that you have made to provide them with entertainment. The fact that you've had time to provide them with entertainment alongside your numerous responsibilities left some to believe that you are in fact not human. Perhaps instead a new generation of PA or a genetically super being. We both know that this is nonsense. Yeah, it is. Trust bonus is up 10%. Well, that's nice. What is over here? Administrator, the Tiqqun has left the solar system. The crew is convinced they will never, ever again see the stars that saw them born. This is a necessary step that will unfortunately accentuate the death Earth sickness. Stability is down by 1. We're back down to being +3, +1, plus whatever, but we've got a few things going on. We've got propaganda going. We've got the hull integrity being over to 125%. 2% or 2+ basically because people are in optimized quarters, and 1 from the alternative life center. We're also gathering science right now, which should mean that one of these things fairly soon we can start kind of being able to play with. Let's let the science kind of go through. Let's let some of this other stuff happen. Search for traces of the protagonists. Search for or train 30 colonists and locate a viable planet in order to be able to train them to get some work, I guess, or practice doing some stuff. First thing we need to go do is turn everything back on that we shut off, making sure that we're keeping enough food going, and I'm going to slowly drain out some of the materials that we have well brought with us, which is kind of nice, one of the reasons why we did it. All right, our science ship is now over at Falcon 74 and has gathered a small amount of research. Let's see what's going on. All right, summary intelligence on Falcon 74 suggests, so let's see, sensors have picked up some unusual readings on the surface, and sending a team to investigate may allow us to learn more about the mysteries of the universe. Transmission from the contacts team. This is contact crew. We've landed on 74. Gravity is approximately something. The atmosphere is corrosive. Without shelter, we estimate our survival time to be 2 hours and 27 minutes. At the site, unusual readings, we found a huge geyser emitting gas that quickly solidifies into cubic particles upon exposure to the planet's atmosphere. Let's just go ahead and set up a support exploration geological analysis thingy, whatever, and we'll give them... I went ahead and moved all of these into the same systems or into the same sector because we were trying to clear some things up. So we're going to go ahead and send a couple of... Well, we're going to send a crew of people out, and we're going to start doing our scanning of things. There's apparently something right... Well, I don't know if I want to do that just yet, but... Sure. Can we go inside and do a little bit of messing around? All right, so we should have a reasonable amount of materials and stuff to last us for a while, but essentially what I want to do is I want to just kind of turn these, we'll just turn these stockpiles on, let them kind of eat up everything as we can, and just kind of go slow through stuff. We really shouldn't be doing anything other than trying to maintain our hull integrity, of which is now down quite a bit because, well, we've lost that much due to a couple of jumps. But hey, we're 800 some odd cycles into the system. We'll see what happens. You guys should be making trash into circuits, right? Yes. Now, the problem is I need to try to get the trash out of this area. Right now, this one is being, well, this is being thrown away. Unfortunately, we don't have any room to be able to
has occurred in the Tiqqun.
Put anything anyway, but we'll let these kind of eat down. Actually, what I want to do here is Sector 1. I want you to kind of duck down a little bit on that. We'll say 200 is what you're allowed to have. And it's likely going to pull some from here over to here. Who knows?
You can implement a new policy.
Really? Oh, yeah, that's right, because we turned the trash on. Sure.
Science ship team has completed a task.
All right, well, spooky as this is, what did we find over here? Summary of intelligence on a DDG, whatever this probe detected stress signal near an asteroid. Looks like a mining ship, but what do you guys have? Sheltered by the installed infrastructure, the contacts team carefully studied the anomaly. Several theories on geysers and precipitation phenomena have been established, providing valuable mission data. We get 60 science. And we get to leave the planet right off.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
What happened? Oh, great. New crew members are worried about the number of hazards we are coming across in space that were previously unknown to us. They would like reassurance that exploration of the Immortan System will be conducted safely. Promise no member of the science team will die in the Immortan System. I can't really promise anything, but we can do 5. We'll try not to kill 5 people. Is that fine? I don't know. All right, so that should have got us a whole bunch of science, and we should also now be able to start scanning since this one's gone. What's really close to us? We need... Well, I would like to say I need silicon and I need carbon, but I do... Is a nice big pile of carbon and alloy. Can I get all of them? Where's the big one for that one? You're right there. Go ahead and do that. We'll just come back and scan right next to it. As soon as this is done, we'll send them over here to get a little bit of this work. As soon as we can start doing a little bit more science, we should actually be able to start doing a little bit more opening of more sectors, which would be kind of fun. All right, you guys can get to work. Why don't you go help? Don't do that. We're not going to worry about the ice right now. I just want to make sure that any of this stuff goes. For that matter, I think we're going to hold off on silicon until we can get into a little bit more of a, well, I guess until we can crack open another sector. I'm not worried about it. Let's see what else we can get a hold of. Ooh, that's a good pile. There you go. And I think while we're at it, while we're out here, nope.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Let's start the next layer of solar panels too.
A probe has completed its scan.
And that should add something to this layer right here.
In the Tiqqun.
See, there we go. Look at that. 15 whole people. Wow, really? How bad did that hurt? 24 people sitting in a hospital right now, 20 in that hospital. I love this. There's like 50 extra people sitting there with nothing to do. You would think we would be reasonably safe on both ones, but no, we continuously get problems. Let's see, which one of these is being the one that's pulling stuff out? I think it's going to be these. And actually, I really don't. Let's do this. You guys don't haul anything for right now. I'm more interested in the carbon. So let's get the carbon back up and going because we don't have an awful lot of that. And you guys can get turned on. We'll let these kind of wear out what they have left as far as this stuff is concerned. We've got plenty of alloy to play with. Plenty. I mean, plenty. Turn some of these on and let them kind of drain some of it. All right, we have 87 science. What can we do with it? What should we do with it? I would wonder. We could do... I was going to do stockpile stuff. We did get that, so we have more. The stockpiles currently hold 10% more. Batteries, solid-state batteries, they hold 10% more battery power things, whatnot. What do we want to do? Maybe the solar panels should be upgraded. Polymer reduced by 10%. Solar panel production increased by 2.5.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Maybe we should start working towards crop farming, which means we should start working towards this. I'm going to do that one, and then we're going to do that one. Well, once we get that unlocked. We'll work on the reorganization of care since they continuously keep hurting themselves. What's the problem now? Pledge to shut down factories in Sector 2 for 10 cycles. What is the problem? A group of members are complaining about the high levels of smoke and noise in Sector 2. The well-being of the crew is candidate restricted, blah, blah, blah. Shush. Quit whining. I gave you this one. We're not going to play with the other thing. silly, although I could have easily just shut it all off. We actually need to make a bunch more of the polymers, which is a problem. That can get turned back on. Because we probably chewed through a few of them. Are we still producing this right now? Yes, that was the problem. Should see a nice jump in power. Excellent. Good, 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 good. Keep moving. We're doing fine. All right, so we got stuck in between something there. So that should have done...
Accident has occurred in the Tiqqun.
Again, it's just going to happen. It just happens, and it just happens over and over and over and over again. It's the most annoying part of this game. Although it's trying to get me to the point where I think I'm going to have to start thawing people out again.
Resources available to mine.
Let's thaw out a few people in this one because they're starting to get a little silly and thin. And that should have gotten those done nicely. Nice, 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 nice. All right. So the trash is now down. We have plenty of this. I want to kind of let this soak down a little bit because we need to start emptying some of these stockpiles. Let's turn these two off just to keep people from dying. Ridiculous. And we'll start thawing out some of the people that we have in storage, putting them in a couple of places so that we can do a few more things. How are we for food production? Can I do the next one? No, we have to start worrying about the technology tier 3. This should allow us to get a little bit more bedroom space, but I think I'm going to go ahead and start pushing towards some of the other things. Cell housing, we don't want to mess with that right now. Mushroom walls, we could theoretically actually use those right now. I think we're going to go for the crop farm and follow that with the fusion station. Those two are going to be two things that are going to be integral to us making a whole lot more food. So what do we got going on out here? Let's see. We have reached the asteroid, whatever this is, the mining ship Skeptical was adrift nearby. Appears to have been pierced by a fast-moving object, killing its operator instantly. External markings indicate this it was a mining craft of the Protagoras. Interesting. What do we get? And keep searching. Keep looking. I don't know if I want to go into this just yet. Well, let's go look at that when we get this one done. We'll have to do some other things. Everything looks good. We still have plenty of food. How many people do we have over now? I think you can stop thawing people for the moment. They don't have any place to get anything out of it anyway. They thawed what they could.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqqun.
That's because that's what happens in the Tiqqun.
A science ship team has completed a task.
I'm going to start moving these back over here for now. All right, so crop farms are up. Unfortunately, we can't use those until we get a water source, which is why we've got all this ice. I kind of brought a bunch with us because you never know when you might run out of ice. It's kind of a sad thing when it comes to water on this game, is that is how you make water, is by thawing ice, and ice is a limited resource. What have you got for me? Oh boy, we got a whole bunch of iron. After clearing away the scattered remains of the operator, the context crew is able to retrieve navigation data from the ship's onboard computer. Determine the cause of its destruction. Yes, why not? Let's keep scanning. We apparently found a planet. Apparently there's another planet right there, probably. Oh, Fargo. It's going to be plenty of steel and iron for us to use for quite a while. I'm concerned about this, though. Do it again. Only is kind of annoying is it pauses. Well, find something. Anything. Apparently, there's quite a bunch of stuff right about there. Now, we're going to do a little bit of scouting and scanning, and we see what we get. We have a, well, I guess we're waiting on that to finish. Let's see what that says.
A science ship team has completed a task.
It was intentionally hit by a projectile. After careful investigation, the contacts team recovered fragments of a shell bearing the emblem of the UN and the word Etamanenki. Oh. Great. I guess. Let's keep scanning.
A probe has completed its scan.
Alrighty then, let's go look at this real quick. Did we get this done? Probably should not have wasted this on this, actually. But we'll see. Because the next thing I want to start doing
Incident has occurred in the Tiqqun.
is I want to start upgrading our ships. Alrighty, so we should now be able to do a little bit of farming, and I think what I'm going to do with that little bit of farming is I think it's time to crack another sector open. We have plenty of food, we have plenty of things, we have all the stuff that we need to do it, so we've got the farms, and we've got the thing that will allow us to make the water, which is a fusion station. So let's, I guess, end today by cracking open this one. We'll pop open this sector and start thinking about building more food production in there, and which will kind of allow us to do a little bit more with this sector. But really what we need is we need to be able to get another one cracked open so we can start making some more science ships and some more you know, just some more ships. We don't have any room left on any of these walls because I went ahead and filled everything up with a bunch of stuff. But yeah, no, we're gonna go ahead and just start doing this, I think. So we'll let these guys crack up. Ooh, one second. Before I get stupid. Yeah, I knew that was coming. Off and off. All right. I forget it takes 40 people. And we turn that on. We almost had a really bad accident. In fact, I can probably shut this off too. And that. Alrighty. Sector 6. Welcome to Sector 6. Awesome. Okay. First thing I am going to do again is we're going to scrub this clean of all the stuff that we don't need in it, and we're going to build a very, very simple pathway right down the center of it so that we can build farms all the way around the outside of this one. This is going to become our new farming facility, I think, for the moment. So let me get scrubbing on this real fast, and I will come up with something that'll actually, or should actually work, hopefully. Farming sectors, as far as these farms go, if I can get one out here, you get a machine that kind of looks about like this, or you get a building that looks about like this. The farming section, what happens is you place one of these down, and then it allows you to place something that is roughly the same size or the same square footage as a one of these is. So like it's a 4x4 section. I think you get to put like 8 or 9 or whatever of them down. So again, this starts to be the jigsaw puzzle of how do you make as many of those fit in one area. One farm will feed a lot of people, and a lot of people for not a whole lot of anything else. The problem is we have to build this monstrosity of a thing like this, which it's kind of hard to tell. This building so that you can produce enough water early on in game to be able to do some things. We're going to have to do a little bit of jigsawing in here to get that done. So I think give me a little bit and we'll come right back. We'll kind of get this cleaned up and I will see you guys in a little bit. We're going to work with a kind of a 6-space pattern in this because
no more resources available to mine.
It's fine. We won't worry about it right now. We're going to work with a 6-space pattern because these are 6 wide. These houses are 6 wide, and the factory that we need, which is this fusion station, is 6 wide. So that's going to give us plenty of space on both sides to build certain things. The only problem is that it kind of messes with the way this works, so we're going to end up with a little bit of wonky space that I may end up trying to work our way out as we work on it. Just depends on how much room we need. But we're also going to need to get a a thing up soon. Let me see. I want to try to guess. We'll probably clean this sector out real quick. Yes. So part of this sector is going to be a space-based sector. We're going to put some of the we're going to put a couple of space docks in here as well. Or the docking bays, that's what those things are called? Yeah, docking bays. We're going to put a couple of docking bays in as well, just to try to make sure that we have room to do a couple of other things while we slowly work around this. It's going to be one of those, as we need to move things, we'll move things. Give me another one of those right now.
Accident has occurred in the Tiqqun.
Yes, we know. Okay, and I'm going to draw a road right there for right now. And then the first big job you guys are going to get is going to be an EVA airlock there. And because they immediately decided to break everybody's legs in the sector, we have to do one of those. Priority on that, please. Oh, wow. Okay, down to there. Click, click, click. Go ahead, save this. We can just have it do the work right now. And once we get those done, we'll go ahead and build a couple of houses. Once they get this built, we'll build one of these, 2 of those right there. Because our hull is slowly falling apart. All right, and while we're at it, we do need to do the work here. So Sector 6, I want you to participate in the alloy for that much. No, not that much. We don't need that much. 50 is sufficient for now. Food, we'll do food again here. And that should be everything we need to do for right now. Actually, we're going to start moving the ice over here fairly soon. Whoop, wrong button. Wrong button. Wow. Go ahead. All right, we have plenty of food, and they should start bringing the alloy along shortly. These guys get a house built. Come on. All right, hull integrity's going back up. That's good. Or at least it was for a second there. I guess we can crack some of these back on, right? We probably have, like, just piles of alloy everywhere, right? Do this. Click, click, go. We have so much alloy, it's not even funny. In fact, let's not use this anymore either. All right, so we should have a house or 2, and we should have the production.
Accident has occurred in the Tiqqun.
And another accident in the Tiqqun. Oop. All right, I'm just gonna have to go get a stockpile set up for one of those. So let's do you to there and go ahead and finish cleaning the rest of this up. All right. Now, what we're going to start doing here fairly soon, and probably in the next episode, once I get all this cleaned up, is this is going to become our new farming sector. They're not happy with us right now. We're going to have to do a little bit of work. But once everything's cleaned up, ready to go, farming sectors really don't take a lot of people, at least as far as the farms go. They only require, and if I'd learn to click on the right button, it only requires 4 people per farm tile, so they don't take a whole lot, and they take a decent amount of power and a whole heck of a lot of water. But we should be okay to keep certain things working. What's going to happen is we're going to kind of leave this center section open like this. We'll go ahead and dump in a line right here, I guess, since that kind of works. And then we'll go ahead and dump in this right there. That's going to hurt because that's a lot of people. I don't know why I turned this off.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqqun.
I don't know why. I don't know why. I still don't know why. We had plenty of people. We had plenty of people. And somebody died because they felt like killing them. The game is just so annoying like that. So annoying like that.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Of course it does. All right, well, I think we're going to leave it on that. Pledge to construct a new source of food within 30 cycles. We can certainly end this one on that because we're going to be building new food in, well, probably the next episode. I guess for then, I'm a little frustrated with the fact that the game wants to make this number here a bad number, but it is what it is. We'll deal with it next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to start farming hopefully in here and creating a little bit more food for these people so that we can start doing a little bit more exploring in this system. So until then, see ya.